Hello, all. Good day. It is Tease. I hope all is well. Hope all are safe. Now I'll just make this really quickly. Now, it is a time to protect yourself and be armed. And I don't want to say that you absolutely have to have a gun. To me, I feel like when it comes to weapons, gun are more convenient. I mean, when they're ready to use. Because what good is a gun if you got the bullets downstairs and then the handgun locked up upstairs in the closet? You know what I mean? So when you need it, you have to actually put it back together to use it. But once it's loaded and ready to go, I believe it's more convenient. Yeah, like I say, knives, mace, and all that. I mean, hammers and nail and high heels, that comes in handy, but that's more of a close range, which is good too. If you have terrible aim, like, okay, well, if I use this weapon on you, you were too close anyway. I mean, if you're close enough to get stabbed and you ask for that, or if you, now, guns are dangerous, which is why they're kind of hard or should be hard to get their hands on. But there is something for those who don't want real firearms or who cannot get their hands on real firearms. There's another firearm. There's one that I mentioned that's called the burner gun, and I think that one's considered non-lethal. So I don't know if that's considered a BB gun, but they have very powerful BB guns that will put a hole in your ass. So I'm thinking, like I say, because you're gonna need to be protected one way or another. Whether you have felony or dangerous, it doesn't matter what it is. If you got to protect yourself, you need to protect yourself. So I just don't understand the notion of, well, you have a felony, you can't get a gun. I'm like, well, just because I have a felony don't mean it's not going to be a shootout tomorrow, So it's kind of like, I mean, unless you're a school shooter, unless you're like a young or middle-aged pink man, you shouldn't have a gun. That'd be the only time where you should get nervous. And if you see a young pink man, like between the ages of 9 and at 30, yeah, then you say, okay, hey, go ahead, give me the gun, because most of the time they're going to use that gun just because, maybe it's cloudy day or GameStop shut down, whatever the case may be. They're not going to really use that gun in self-defense. So I only say that because if you have a felony, or if it's hard for you to get your hands on a real handgun, or if you don't really feel comfortable having your hands on a real handgun, invest in an air pellet gun. So I guess they call them air rifles or air pistols. They got one that looked like school shooter style. They got the school shooter guns. I don't know what those AKs. They have it handgun style, rifle style. Yeah, so they got different styles, and I say go for it. And like I said, I don't know much about guns, but I do know I like something that's going. You won't need no warning shot from this one, because I want a gun so powerful I might, if I go to shoot you, the gun gonna hit me because it's just that much power in it. But anyway, there's heavy duty air pellets, and I don't know like a particular brand, but I guess anything over 1200 PSF, or maybe you just have to Google it. If you look at some handguns, because I've seen some where a guy was shooting a can and it was just like someone literally throwing a rock at a can. Like, I want a gun, if I go to shoot at a can, whether it's close or far from me, that can is gonna go flying. It probably doesn't necessarily have to explode, but it better go flying. And I say get a 1200 PSF, because those are the ones that put holes in your head. I guess they said it was there was a guy, I guess he was on a movie set, and he knew that the gun that he had for his movie set, he knew that it was a dummy gun, or supposed to be a gun full of blanks. So I guess as a joke, he thought, oh, let me put this gun to my head and pull the trigger, because it's just supposed to blow air or whatever it's supposed to do. It's supposed to be non-lethal, but I guess he left his medulla oblongata all over everywhere. And like I said, I don't know how true that is, but I did hear more than once that those, I don't know if they're called heavy duty BB guns or air pellets. Maybe it's the same thing, air guns and BB guns. Maybe that's the same thing. But I think this one was 1200 PSF, or one of those heavy duty air guns. And I don't know if it's the closer the more deadly. And they said another thing too, if it can travel more than 350 feet, then it is probably more lethal or more dangerous. I guess you'll go from it being like a pellet gun to where, okay, it may hurt, but this one may kill your ass still. So I'm saying, if you go get yourself a pellet gun, get a heavy duty one. Like, there's no sense in having a gun that looks like a gun and all it's gonna do is, what is it? Hit like feel like a rubber band pop. Like, no, I'm gonna need something to it's gonna put it this way, they're not gonna want no more. Probably not necessarily kill you on the first pop, but you ain't gonna want no more of it. It's gonna be something where it's like, oh damn, let me get the hell out of here, because the second one just might kill my ass. And with me, I don't want to sound explicit or sound violent or anything, But anything that I have to use, I'm going out with a bang. If I have to, and most of the time too, the weapons that I would have on hand would be the close range ones. Like, okay, if I have a taser or if I have a mace, I mean, okay, well, you close enough to get attacked by this, then it's like, okay, A, you asked for it, and B, I'm blowing a fuse in your ass. Now, luckily and gratefully, I never had to use or never had the opportunity to use my weapons. I don't know what happened to the mace. Mace probably dried up and the taser probably blew out. But now if I use a taser on you, I'm blowing a fuse in your ass. Just because I shouldn't have to use my damn weapons. But if I'm, like I said, if I get this gun, and I'm going to try to steer away from getting a real one, because if I get the gun, I'm just going to, I am going to, the point is to do damage. So that's why I just want to be cool and I'll just stay out the way. But I will be hitting very sensitive sections, you know, so it's, in other words, just don't go looking for trouble, you know. And then another thing too, you can't be too nice to people. You know, people like, I'm warning you. No, you go ahead and lay them down, because there's no telling what they were to do to you, especially if you're a woman or a child or a woman with children. Or if you're a single woman, yeah, those are the number one targets. Oh, a little woman by herself. Let me go try her. Okay, yeah. And you better aim for the neck, the eyes. I aim for the face. It doesn't matter where I hit you. I have to. You just aim for some very sensitive places. Like I said, it's either you or them. And if you want to be the scary type that don't want to defend yourself, just don't save your money and don't get the air gun at all. Just wait for somebody to attack you. I mean, I don't want to sound rude. I'm just saying, if you're going to be friendly, you might as well save yourself a buck or two. Keep the damn weapons and just hope that no one attacks you. But like I say, if you're just a single woman or a single woman with children, you just know that you're going to be a target. It doesn't matter if you're safe or not, if you did anything or not. It's an easy target. Punks and criminals, they love easy targets. Okay, so if you're an easy target, you need to protect yourself. So with that being said, but that being said, just, you know, protect yourself and get what you need. And like I say, I looked up, I think the most expensive one I seen maybe was $130. I think they range from like $25 to $130 if you look on Amazon. But get the best and the most heavy dutyest one. That'll be a little bit more dangerous or risky or dangerous or lethal than, you know, a real gun. You know, so this one, it won't be as lethal, because a real gun could probably kill you, you know, if you get hit with it, you know, one way or the other. But the air gun, I guess the closer the more deadly. But basically what I'm saying is, if you just get an air gun, like I say, it will be quote unquote safer, and it's easier to come by. You don't need any paperwork for it. You just pay for it and, you know, and use it wisely. But like I say, I don't want to be like, okay, I recommend you shoot for the head, but do close range shots if you can, because everyone's aim isn't that good anyway. So that's why it's good to just do close range anyway. Because you got to do it close range. Because hell, if they're in your house or close enough to you to be shot or maced or whatever, do it close range. At least you know if it's close range, that'll at least knock them back or knock them off of you, and you can get the hell on, or you can run or take it from there. But anyway, just keep that in mind. Particularly single women, because for some reason when you're out by yourself, you are a target, just because you're easy to come by, easy to attack. So again, if you're afraid of guns, just invest in a pellet gun. And like I said, you won't need any paperwork or anything. So if you got a felony, that's great, because it's not supposed to be lethal, but it can be if you use it the right way. To do your research on it, and just get again, look for 1200 PSF. I don't know what PSF stand for, and get a gun that shoots further than 350 feet. Because if it goes far, that means it's going to be a lot more power, and that means it can be a lot more deadly. And I'm not saying that you want to shoot for deadly, deadly outcomes, but I would rather have a gun that's powerful enough to knock some sense into one versus pissing them off because, it feels like a rubber band shot. You know, you see what I'm saying? Because one thing, if you really use a real BB gun on somebody, like, this lady really so you're going to throw a rock at me? Yeah, they might even piss them off. So I want something that'll hurt or lay your ass down. But anyway, you just keep that in mind, and protect yourself and know your surroundings, and just don't take any damn chances. All right.